It's preparing for the live stream now.
Yeah, I got the message. This meeting
you-
is being live streamed.
Okay, okay. Okay. Once we get that link. Yes. Okay, okay. I will share it. All right, it seems we're live. Nitin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've shared the link with you. You could also share it.
Yeah. You have shared, no?
Yes, yes.
Fine.
And the ones who will join us now, sorry for the slight delay, but we'll definitely make it up for you. Okay. All right, so let's begin. Nitin? So I'll begin with a short introduction of our guest here today. Now we all know that overcoming personal challenges in life can be difficult, but it's definitely a rewarding process, and we'll get to it as to how and why. What is important is that we need to make conscious efforts to go beyond our limits. So during this live talk, as I've mentioned earlier, I will be introducing you to an inspirational leader who rose above all challenges in life. He's a successful finance leader, driving the fiscal growth of SMEs and startups. So CA Nitin Parmar is here with us today. Thank you, Nitin, for being here with us today despite your busy schedule. And we are sure and we are sure that you'll take us through your journey, share your wisdom on how we can live a life to the fullest and enjoy each day. So before we begin with the talk, maybe you could say a few words and then we start off.
Thank you, Akshay, for inviting me to your show. Plus, I would like to say, I don't know how much wisdom I would be able to share because I don't consider my life experiences very much filled with wisdom. I can share by experience, and people are very, like they can take out the wisdom at their own pace from it, because wisdom is something which doesn't come like it's not easy to give wisdom, basically.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
and thank you for that lovely introduction.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm glad you kind of liked it. And yes, so let's begin.
Yeah.
I would definitely would want you to talk about what defines brand, Nitin, and we would definitely love to hear 3 unique things that define you.
Okay. So like what defines me is curiosity, stories, and inspiring stories, basically. And someone like who enjoys personal journeys of people, and like be around people and learn from them, learn from experiences.
Right. Absolutely. So it's like being a learner for life. And that's how we keep going in life. Right?
Yes.
That's nice. All right. So now we would definitely get into understanding or knowing your secret mantra, because you're a chartered accountant, you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker, and a financial advisor to SMEs and startups. So how do you manage to play multiple roles all at once? So what's your secret mantra?
So basically, I'm still in process of balancing everything. I haven't figured out that mantra yet. So one thing which helps me is few things which I define my routine with, like planning my day one day ahead,
Yeah.
and like doing things which I am good at and getting things done which I'm not very good at from my colleagues or teammates, basically.
Right.
So
Right.
those are the few basic things which I follow. I'm still figuring out how to do it more efficiently and how to take it to next level.
Right. Right. So it's kind of a natural process that's happening, that's allowing you, to play all these roles.
Yeah,
So,
to some extent it's natural, and to some extent, obviously, I also believe in putting that constant effort to improve, because I've been that way, like from start, basically.
correct.
So I like to analyze, and I like to improve the things which I can on daily basis.
Right. Right.
There are some people who get into the flow naturally and they just make their way out. But
Correct.
I am a kind of person who plans a little bit and then moves ahead.
That's perfectly fine, because you are in a field of finance, and majority of the people, including me, there's a lot of fear of money, fear of finance, when you don't understand the subject, when you don't understand the domain, and because of perhaps your natural love for that domain, you're able to share your knowledge with people and help them grow. Right? That's nice. That's nice. All right. So now we'll move towards understanding you bit in greater detail by understanding your story. So all those who are watching us now, I had the opportunity to meet Nitin once, at the Toastmasters meeting, and his story really inspired me, and that was the reason why I kind of invited you. Now this domain is me being a emotional wellness coach. I typically share inspiring stories. I share knowledge about how you can express your emotions, and especially how you can live a life by connecting to yourself. And that was the reason why I found a connect there with your story. So I know you are a fighter, and I've heard your inspiring story. So would you be fine narrating your story of your fighting spirit on this platform? I'm sure people would definitely love to hear it, and also learn from your inspirational story. Yeah.
So basically, like I'll be very I'll explain it in a very concise manner.
Sure.
So in 2015, I was diagnosed with this ankylosing spondylitis, though it was not a very big problem, but due to first time happening to me and I was not aware about it, it actually spread it across my body, and my body became stiff, and I was on and off bedridden and all. And during that period, actually, a lot of other things also started happening, like my gut failure. I started getting ulcers in stomachs and all due to allopathy medicine and all, and doctors could not guide it in a proper manner, and I had to figure out my own way, and I had to switch to homeopathy and be in pain because of stiffness for some time. And because homeopathic medicines take time to show their results. Like if it's a good homeopathy medicine without steroids and all, so it takes time to show results. So that was a difficult phase, and obviously I lost hope, and I also kind of was broken during that time, because I was dependent on my family members and for all my basic stuff and all. And all of a sudden, like all my things came on a halt because I was not well. But I was very lucky to be surrounded with very helpful family members, my extended relatives, my cousins, like from my both sides, maternal and paternal side. Everyone was very supportive and they just helped me to face this difficult time. And yeah, one thing which helped me was the stories. Like the stories of, like I started looking for stories of people who are in worse condition than me. Like,
Correct.
and I started taking inspiration from them. And that helped me a lot actually. Like I started listening to TED Talks, to interviews of people with different disabilities, people who are doing some great things in their life in spite of having disabilities.
Correct.
Yeah, that changed my perspective towards setbacks in life. So I say, like, when you face a setback, just sit back and introspect.
Right.
So that can help you in some way, basically.
Correct. Correct.
So yeah, that is a small story about my recovery from that phase. Today I'm very much okay, and since it's a lifestyle condition, I just have to manage my regular routine that way, that I'm very mobile and I just keep moving and take care of my mobility. And yeah, it has actually, when I look back now, so it has given me a lot of good things, like a lot of good things, like it. I was in. I was already interested in fitness and taking care of my health from early days, but
Correct.
this actually made it mandatory for me.
Absolutely.
So it made mandatory for me. Plus, it helped me to be more disciplined with it, because obviously, as age progresses, even a normal person, like I call myself a normal person, but
Right.
even a healthy person face problems with their spine and all. And yeah, so to take care of myself, like I regularly do my yoga, swimming. Yeah, and I enjoy those things because it actually changes your mood and uh entire 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 energy levels in your body, basically.
Correct.
So yes, this is a good thing which I could take out of this experience.
Correct.
And yeah, and there are certain things, like I'm a Jain,
Right.
so I'm very lucky because Jainism actually has very scientific reasons to follow certain lifestyle things,
Right.
and yeah, I follow those. Like I have my dinner before, like by 7:30, if I'm near my home place.
Correct. Correct.
And yeah, so that those help me to keep my health also good. And obviously this thing actually have made me realize that health is the most important aspect of
Absolutely.
any human being. And yes, and it even brought me closer to my some some relatives who were not like very close to me earlier. So yeah, those are the something good things which,
Correct.
yeah,
Right.
that is the entire experience actually I shared.
Right. Right. It is. It is. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And kudos to you, your family, your friends, for your spirit. And absolutely, it's the game of the willpower, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and I loved what he said, right? When you face setback in life, just sit back and reflect. That will definitely stay back, stay with me here.
yeah.
And then with all those who perhaps may be watching us now. So I think, thank you once again for sharing that, Nitin. Um, who has been your role model in life and why?
Uh, so frankly speaking, actually, I have different role models for different aspects of life.
Right.
Okay, so from like, so this, as you heard my speech also,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mentioned that I was fond of stories
Right.
from my childhood days, but I was not aware that it would get connected in this way. Like,
Right.
so So if you ask me, like, like who are my role models? So in sphere of health and all, I look up to like people like if you ask me current, like the fitness level which Virat Kohli has, the level of fitness he has brought into the sport of cricket. Though I'm not very much into watching cricket, but yes, I do follow people who are doing good work in that field. Then, if you ask, even like in fitness, I even admire Hrithik Roshan because the way he challenges himself, and every now and then he keeps up coming with very like next level fitness for himself. So that is like for health. And if you ask me inspiration in health, there are many, like as I mentioned, like Arunoma Sinha, who can climb Mount Everest with prosthetic legs.
Correct.
So her story inspires me a lot. Then even the Nick, the man without hands and legs, but he lives his life as if there is everything with him, like more than a normal human being. So those are the stories in health. If you ask me business, like entrepreneurship and all, so people who inspire me are like the story of I don't know whether you are aware. It's not a very glamorized startup, but a startup which turns flowers into incense sticks.
Yes,
it's called Fool.
Yes.
Founders of Fool, then founders of Urban Clap. Why Urban Clap? The way they have scaled the operations, it's like magic. And the impact which they are creating through their work. So like, and even Mr. Ratan Tata inspires me a lot because the kind of work and the trust which he has built in India, that is beyond imagination.
Correct.
In terms of so what is like health, business, and if you ask me, like in terms of wealth creation, obviously Warren Buffett, and there is one guy called Vishal Khandelwal. He runs a blog called Safal Niveshak for value investing. His story also inspires me a lot. So different inspiration, and I look up to different people for different things.
Absolutely, and I think it's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, role models are there to help us learn, grow, and maybe apply learnings, whatever that we may have absorbed. That's great, and the common theme I found was obviously it's willpower, but more than willpower, it's your ability to go beyond your comfort and innovate. So that is what inspires you, perhaps. Right?
Thank you.
That's great. All right. So now moving to a question that's close to my heart. So being an emotional wellness coach, I personally believe that emotions are energy in motion.
Yes.
And then when we suppress our emotions, it obviously impacts our energy, creates an imbalance within the mind and body. So what are your thoughts on this, and how do you express yourself, express your emotions?
So I 100% believe in that, in what you said. And I've done my research also on this, like when I was not well, because I came across some things like when I went for homeopathy, so they take history. And so in history, they ask you, like what have been your challenges? What is the thing which is actually eating you up from inside? What is troubling you? Because that trouble might get manifested into disease.
Absolutely.
So absolutely, I 100% believe in this, that obviously your emotions actually play a very important role. So I'm not a very good at expressing my emotions. I, in fact, suppress a lot, and I should not do it considering my health conditions and all. But yeah, lately I started journaling. I'm not very consistent with it, because what happens now, sometimes some things you think you cannot share with everyone.
Absolutely.
It becomes very difficult to vent out those emotions. Because obviously, if you share with your parents, then you will think they will take tension. If you share with your siblings, they're already busy in their life. If you share with your friends, they have different things to take care of.
Right.
So it becomes a little difficult. So lately I started journaling. I'm not very consistent with it, but yeah, I think so. It helps. It helps in venting out emotions, and it is very important. I think so, because in Indian society we are not taught to express ourselves.
Yes.
We are
Absolutely.
always comparing ourselves with others and thinking like lot of things.
Correct. Correct.
So it's
Yes.
and obviously I this topic is very very like close to my heart also,
Right.
and I somewhere believe that wellness is a space like which need many more people like you come forward and devote their life
Correct.
towards such unique causes.
Yes. Yes. Thanks for the words of encouragement. Right. And yeah, absolutely. It is about connecting to that energy, and journaling is a great way of just letting it go, right? And as you rightly said, इंडिया में हमको वो सिखाते नहीं है.
हाँ,
अगर
इंडिया में
लड़के हो
ऐसा है
तो
कि
रोना मत, लड़की हो तो गुस्सा नहीं कर.
हाँ, right.
But I think it's time for us to break all those barriers and just go all out and express. Right. Good. I'm glad you believe in that cause. Now
And
again,
everything is energy. Energy is
absolutely,
everything, like, because
absolutely.
like during this phase, I even went into a lot of like I'm not call myself a very uh, good at spiritual things, but yeah, I understood certain things which helped me actually,
Right.
because energy is something which flows in every human being, and it like whether you take a professional or personal life, everything is the level of energy you're exchanging with the other person.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. It is energy. Right. Urja bolte hai jise.
Yeah.
Correct. Right. So again, connecting to another emotion, the most common emotion humans face, fear. So what has been your biggest fear of years in life, and steps you took to overcome those fears?
My biggest fear till now. So I would say so my biggest fear was I'm not coming up with.
No problem.
So thing is there. So I'll share the fear which I haven't actually expressed yet.
Okay.
So I haven't worked upon basically.
Okay.
So there are some ideas which I want to work upon, but due to fear of failure, I'm not able to execute those.
Okay.
And yeah, recently, like in my garments business, we tried something new, which we were thinking from last 3 to 4 years. And so it was a bit challenging to try that new thing, because reputation, money, everything was involved.
Correct.
And how did I overcome it? Like, how did I execute it? Basically was by breaking it into small steps and taking one step at a time, and asking for help wherever from I can, like breaking into small steps, asking for help, and like keep myself away from the result part. Like little bit, because obviously when you're trying something new,
Correct.
something is going to happen. It is better, you don't expect it to be 100% perfect, rather than whatever is not good, you just take a lesson, learn from it, and see to it that next time you don't repeat it either in the same project or in the next project, basically.
Correct.
So yeah, that's how.
Absolutely.
One more fear was, like, I'll tell you. One more fear was, so when during my recovery phase, no,
Right.
I was not able to squat for a long period of time.
Correct.
And there were little bit of limited, like, things which were I was not able to do.
Correct.
So luckily I found a very good physio, and she gave me that confidence, and I worked with her of almost 6 months during the pandemic phase. So that is how I used my pandemic
Oh, nice.
things, time, basically. So during that time, like, she designed some goals for me, and then we started working. So in start, she did not tell me that I will not be able to achieve those 100%, but yeah, she made me work upon it, and we reached pretty decent level.
Okay.
And so that was also like a fear overcome, because there was a lot of fear that I don't know, like, if I'll try this, if something breaks, like, if some injury happens,
Correct.
etc. So yeah.
Correct. Excellent. I mean, this is what, fear of failure and fear of the unknown does. It pushes us to maybe go ahead.
But I
in
still
life.
want to work a lot on this, because I like, there are many things which I still overthink and fear.
Right. Yeah, I think one thing that I keep telling people is, with fear, it's going to be a part of you, because it is our fear, right? So it's a part of us.
Yes.
It is us. So we have to understand that fear, and we have to move ahead in life alongside that fear, right? And that is what you've been doing. So I think great job at that.
And basically, the more early you realize, it is better for you. Otherwise, you will lose. Otherwise, you will miss many opportunities, many things which can come to you, but just because as we grow older, we realize it. We realize that, अरे यार, ये कर लिया होता है, ये सिर्फ एक courage ले लिया होता कि हाँ, मतलब courage to speak up sometimes, courage to stand for yourself. Those are also fear, actually. Sometimes you're not able to ask for what you want, like.
Very true. Very true. Absolutely. Right. So yeah, that's the magic of fears. It just pushes you to do things differently.
Yes.
All right. So now, being a movie buff, there's one question that I often ask. So if someone were to make a film on you, what would its title be and why?
Oh my God. Live it, LIVE, live it, because I believe sometimes we forget that things actually are meant to happen, and we just keep bothering about it.
Correct.
It is better to just do your like what you're supposed to do. For example, like in Hindu mythology, it is usually said like dharma and karma.
Correct.
So karma is what you do every day, your activities, but dharma is your actual sense of, like for example, a tree is supposed to grow and give fruits. That is the dharma of the tree.
Correct.
A river is supposed to flow and touch millions of lives. That is reverse dharma.
Correct. Absolutely.
So basically, when we live it, we see to it that we connect to the things which helps us to express our dharma.
Correct.
Rather than choosing things occasionally and by just looking at others or just on career front or your relationships, etc.
Correct. Correct. Excellent. I think I love that analogy. It's like you knowing, connecting to your core being, right? So when you know who you are, you just keep moving ahead in life by keeping that in mind.
Yeah.
Excellent. I loved it. So live it. That's the title. Great. Nice. Yeah. And now we come to the last question. What would be your one-word message to the world?
Laugh.
Okay. Right. Laugh. Which is, I think it's yeah, I mean, if I had to decode it, it's laughing at yourself, laughing at the beauty of life, at difficulties, laughing at difficulties. So I think and that's the reason why people say, right, laughter is the best medicine.
And it is because there are a lot of researchers, there are a lot of practical examples, and it helps a lot.
Yeah, correct. And that's what even Deepika Padukone has named her organization.
Live, laugh, laugh.
Live, laugh, love, laugh.
Live, love, laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
A foundation.
Correct. Excellent. So good. I think I really enjoyed having this conversation with you, Nitin. So it's a combination of inspiration. It's about going beyond your comfort zone. It's knowing yourself, connecting to yourself, and accepting what comes your way, and believing in your capabilities that you will definitely overcome those challenges. So thank you once again, Nitin, for being here. Despite your busy schedule, and for sharing your story, your inspirational story. So I hope you keep inspiring people all over the globe through your stories and also through your gift of finance. Right? So great. Anything that you want to say before we sign off?
Nothing as such. It was a good experience, and thank you for inviting me once again.
Thank you for being here
and making me feel comfortable and allowing me to express myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you, and I hope to see you again. Let's catch up soon. So all the very best.
Thank you, Akshay. All the best for your startup also.
Thank you very much. All right, so I will now